The world has always known him as the invincible fighter, the man who could take on an army with just a glare, the action hero whose name became synonymous with strength, discipline, and determination. But behind the larger-than-life image of the martial arts legend lies a deeply human story. One filled with sacrifice, humility, and a legacy that goes far beyond the silver screen. When news emerged that the Hollywood tough guy had left behind a fortune that moved his family to tears, fans across the globe were reminded that the man behind the legend was not defined merely by fame or wealth, but by heart. The action icon, who built his empire through decades of films, television shows, and business ventures, was never one to flaunt his success. Those who knew him closely often spoke about his quiet generosity, the countless people he helped without ever seeking attention. His financial empire was impressive, yes, but what made it remarkable was how deeply it reflected his values. He invested not only in properties or companies, but in people, family, friends, and young martial artists who couldn't afford training. Every dollar he earned carried a story of perseverance and purpose. His journey to success wasn't easy. Before the fame, he was a struggling instructor, teaching martial arts in small dojos and barely making ends meet. Through relentless effort, he built himself from the ground up, one fight, one role, one risk at a time. His work ethic became legendary, the kind that inspired generations of fans and fellow actors alike. Yet even as he rose to global stardom, the family man never let go of his roots. He would often speak about faith, discipline, and the importance of staying humble, reminding his children that true wealth was not measured in possessions, but in principles. When the details of his final legacy came to light, his family was reportedly overwhelmed by the emotional depth of his parting gifts. It wasn't the size of the inheritance that moved them to tears, but the thoughtfulness behind it. Each member found personal letters, carefully written, filled with wisdom, humor, and love. There were also donations left in their names, to veterans, schools, and community centers, causes that had always been close to his heart. The martial arts master, even in absence, ensured that his name would continue to uplift others. Friends from the industry recalled how deeply loyal he was to those who stood by him during the early, uncertain years. One former co-star said, "He never forgot where he came from." That's what made him different. Indeed, while the entertainment world often celebrates glamour, he stood as a symbol of simplicity, proof that you could be strong without being arrogant, famous without losing your soul. His family's emotional reaction was understandable. They hadn't just inherited money. They'd inherited a legacy built on honor, discipline, and compassion. The fortune he left behind represented decades of hard work, but more importantly, it represented the life of a man who never stopped giving. For the public, he will always be the unstoppable hero of countless movies. But for his loved ones, he will forever be remembered as the protector, the teacher, and the humble warrior who turned every victory into a lesson of love.